Hello and welcome to the weekly cyber intelligence brief for 31 October 2025. I'm AJ Nash, digital intelligence advocate for Authenticate. We've had another intense week of cyber activity driven by the active exploitation of high severity vulnerabilities across enterprise, cloud, and industrial systems. So let's get to it. Let's start with some talk about critical vulnerabilities that are under exploitation right now, actively. We've seen simultaneous confirmed exploitation of critical vulnerabilities that require immediate attention. First, an emergency out-of-band update is required for a flaw in Microsoft Windows Server Update Service. That's CVE 2025-59287. This vulnerability, which is rated CVSS score of 9.8, enables unauthenticated remote code execution through deserialization of untrusted data. Active and indiscriminate exploitation has been confirmed since at least October 27th, and it necessitates a remediation deadline of November 10th. Systems affected span Windows Server 2012 through Windows Server 2025. We're also observing concentrated attacks targeting industrial control systems. CISA recently added two vulnerabilities to the Delmia Aprizo manufacturing execution system to the known exploited vulnerabilities, or KEV catalog. These flaws, which are CVE 2025-6204 and CVE 2025-6205, and they have CVSS scores of 8.0 and 9.1 respectively, well, they allow for arbitrary code execution and bypassed authentication. Now, this is significant because Delmia Aprizo manages critical processes for sectors like automotive and aerospace. And these are the first ICS operational technology vulnerabilities that have been added to the CISA KEV since December of 2023. Federal agencies face a November 18th remediation deadline. Next, the Chinese state-sponsored threat group UNC 5174. Well, they've been actively exploiting a zero-day in VMware ARIA operations, CVE 2025-41244, since mid-October 2024. So they've maintained operational security for over a year before they were recently discovered. Now, this local privilege escalation vulnerability allows non-administrative users to achieve root access when the service directory management pack is enabled. Affected systems include VMware ARIA operations and certain VMware tool versions. Now, not to be ignored, the Clop ransomware group continues to actively exploit high-severity vulnerabilities in Oracle e-business suite, CVE 2025-61882. That still has a CVSS rating of 9.8. And they're doing that to conduct data theft and extortion campaigns. These flaws enable pre-authentication, remote code execution, compromising enterprise resource planning systems across multiple sectors, including financial services and manufacturing. All right, let's talk a little about some advanced adversary tactics and evasion. Threat actors have demonstrated significant technical evolution this week, focusing heavily on stealth and multi-platform resilience. Let's start with state-sponsored actors. Russian GRU-affiliated group Sandworm, they conducted a 2-month campaign using highly stealthy living off the land techniques. They primarily relied on legitimate Windows administration tools like rundll32.exe to harvest credentials and memory dumps, deliberately avoiding traditional malware to evade detection. We also have the Keelan ransomware group. They've been deploying advanced hybrid attacks. They're combining Linux ransomware variants running on Windows systems with a bring your own vulnerable driver, or BYOVD, approach to bypass security barriers. Now, Keelan is currently one of the world's most active threat groups. They've claimed 84 victims in each of August and September, so 168 between the 2 months. We're also tracking the increasing prevalence of the click-fix social engineering technique, which bypasses traditional file-based security controls by exploiting user trust. ClickFix tricks users, often through fake CAPTCHA or security prompts. It tricks them into manually copying and executing obfuscated shell scripts via the Windows Run utility. The technique's been linked to the distribution of information stealers and ransomware. Now let's take a quick look over at mobile threats. The Herodotus banking Trojan has introduced a groundbreaking capability to bypass behavioral biometrics. It mimics natural human typing patterns during remote sessions by implementing randomized delays between 300 and 3,000 milliseconds when entering characters, and that contrasts with the instantaneous text input characteristics of traditional remote access Trojans. All right, like I said, it's been a busy week. High severity, 0-day, and RCE vulnerabilities with imminent patching deadlines, concentrated attacks against manufacturing and industrial infrastructure, and the use of highly evasive techniques and tactics by advanced persistent threat groups and ransomware affiliates have made for another really challenging week. That's all the time I have for today. But for the full weekly cyber intelligence brief, go to Authenticate's blog. That's authenticate plus the number 8.com/blog. And you can get all the details from these topics and more, and recommendations for mitigating these threats. Until next week, stay vigilant.